And now my audience will introduce themselves.
Hi, I'm Chad.
I'm Maddie.
I'm Brady.
I'm Marin.
My name is Colby Duvel, and my speech is called Resurrection Exposes Tradition. We all have our favorite holiday. Go ahead, think about yours, and think about why it's your favorite holiday. Spring, flowers, bunnies, egg hunts, those are just a few words to describe my favorite holiday. That's right, Easter is my favorite holiday. But those things aren't the reason why. One of the greatest acts Jesus did for us, when he was crucified and died on the cross and then rose again. I am forever gracious and thankful that I get to celebrate his bravery with a gathering of family and friends, eating mounds of food, and enjoying some real fun at Grandma's house, and indulging in family traditions, which is what all makes Easter my favorite holiday. Near or far, young or old, related or not, this is a celebration you don't want to miss. Each Easter Sunday at around noon, we gather at Grandma Gloria's house for a day that is unintentionally turned into a tradition you definitely don't want to skip out on. Starting with the immediate family, all presiding within 5 minutes of Grandma's house, we are always in attendance, which includes 11 of us. Now my grandma is one of 6 kids, so each of her siblings attends as well as their own families. A good number of us live within the county or the neighboring county. For those who have to travel less than 3 hours. We're all thankful that geographically we are relatively close. Over the year, Grandma has made it well known that this is her holiday. She has made it clear that no one is to make any other plans on Easter. And if you missed Easter at Grandma's house, she is very unforgiving. As for others in attendance, Grandma's motto is, the more, the merrier. We turn down nobody who wants to join in on the jollity. Friends include people in the community with no other plans on Easter, or friends of us family members who wants to join in on the entertainment. Typically, our attendance numbers are well into the 80s. Once everyone has gathered, the first of many traditions begins, starting with enough food to feed an army. As everyone arrives at Grandma's house, we gather in the front of Grandma's house. This is where Grandpa Melby grasps everybody's attention to say grace and reminds everybody of the golden rule. Anyone who wears a hat at dinner must do the dishes. After that, dinner is served. Yes, I said dinner. Where I come from, dinner is what most people call lunch. Boy, do I call myself one lucky girl. I come from a family that knows how to cook. Grandma, of course, is the most impressive cook. She is a made-from-scratch, little this, little that kind of cook. No recipes written down, all from memory and taste. She knows just the right way to cook a turkey, and she knows just the way I like my ham. Her specialty, though, is her mashed potatoes. Nobody makes mashed potatoes like Grandma Gloria. Of course, she makes a few salads each year, not to mention her homemade pies. Yum! In addition to the turkey and ham Grandma makes, Grandpa and Dad roast a hog. Yes, I'm talking about digging a pit, using wood, and open fire, and rotisserie style roasting a hog. The flavor is always impeccable. Does something smell rotten to you? Oh yeah, that's the dozens of deviled eggs I smell. Yuck. I think deviled eggs are disgusting, but my family eats them like popcorn. Now, this wouldn't be a family gathering without Aunt Debbie's pumpkin rolls. This savory, rich pumpkin and cream cheese dessert is just the belly stuffer to end the feast. Dinner time might be over, but snacking is definitely an hourly activity everyone participates in. In the meantime, Grandma's house has always been the center of a good time. You'll never be bored at Grandma's house. Since we're at Grandma's house on the farm, of course there are animals to play with. We have the horses to ride and feed treats to, we have the baby calves to bottle feed, and a couple dozen cats to keep you busy. One of the most popular activities at Grandma's house is the four-wheeler rides. Of course you have to wait until it's your turn, but it's well worth the wait. For the younger kids, there's a trampoline, a play set, a sand pit, and a merry-go-round to keep them occupied. Now the most notorious of all activities at Grandma's on Easter is the fun with the guns. The original tradition is shotgun shooting at clay pigeons or blue rocks. Typically, the first couple hours are more leisure or more of a warm-up, perhaps getting some of the younger ones out there to practice. After that, then it's game on. Then all the competitive personalities come out as we start to play a game of Annie Oakley, which is a common trap shooting game. In more recent years, BB guns and handguns have been incorporated to our celebration. So now we have BB gun targets for the younger ones and steel targets for those who choose to use handguns. Some things may change, but some things will be passed down to the next generation to continue the tradition. As my grandparents continue to age, they currently won't be able to do all the work. This past year in particular, some of the roles began to transition. This year, instead of my grandfather saying grace, he asked me to perform the honor. In the kitchen, if anyone wants to be half as good as cook as Grandma, we all better start learning now. So this year, my cousin of the same age and I began to learn the ropes in the kitchen. After all, we're going to need a few years to practice. As far as watching the kids grow up, it's been neat to be part of an environment where I get to watch the roles transition. Like I once gave rides on the four-wheeler to the younger kids, now my little cousins are doing the same thing. The role I once had as doing the dishes is now passed on to the younger ones as well. It truly is a neat experience and opportunity to see over time the cycle of tradition. Since Easter only comes around once a year, we make sure our bellies are 3 days full, we're filled head to toe with laughter and smile, and enough memories made to reminisce on until the next year. Throughout the years and years to come, the expectation of Easter at Grandma's will be continued. Hopefully in time, my generation of cousins will be able to uphold the tradition of gathering at Easter to celebrate. Jesus died on the cross for each and every one of us. We celebrate with family, friends, food, and good old grandma house fun, all built on the foundation of tradition. And that's what makes Easter my favorite holiday.
Thanks, guys.